Welcome back to Wotdamage. Today, we're stepping into a battle of precision and patience. A complete performance with the Centurion Action X on Murovanka. With 11,000 damage, 7 kills, and a carefully executed win, this game is about using terrain, vision, and reload discipline, not just brute force. Let's break it down. This battle takes place on Murovanka, one of the most strategically complex maps in World of Tanks. With its split between an open western field and a densely packed eastern forest, success here depends on making early decisions that dictate the flow of the entire match. The team compositions are fairly balanced, with both sides fielding several medium tanks and mobile heavies. That means early map control, especially in the center and the forest edge, will be critical. This battle won't be about brute force. It will be about calculated movement, precision shooting, and keeping the Centurion in a position where its strengths, like turret armor and gun depression, can control the pace of the game. The Centurion Action X is a versatile Tier X medium tank, built around consistency and control rather than brute force. Its greatest strength lies in its turret armor, gun depression, and accuracy, a combination that makes it ideal for ridgeline, fighting in mid-range engagements. With 10 degrees of gun depression, the Centurion excels when working terrain. The turret, especially when angled slightly back or hull down behind cover, can bounce an impressive number of standard shells, especially from other mediums. Add to that a high-velocity, accurate 105mm gun, and you get a tank that can land shots reliably at range. Its aim time and on-the-move accuracy also make it responsive, the kind of tank that rewards careful positioning and peak shot mechanics. The DPM is respectable, and it allows the Centurion to support pushes or punish overextension without needing to be in the front line. However, this tank has clear vulnerabilities. Its hull armor is weak, particularly the lower plate, meaning any flat ground trading is dangerous. The size of the tank also makes it an easy target for artillery or blind fire. And while it's not sluggish, it's also not fast, so flanking or rotating late into a game can feel slow compared to Soviet or Chinese mediums dotting short. The Centurion Action X is not a brawler and not a solo carry machine. It thrives when you play measured, disciplined, and supportive. Use terrain. Protect your hull. Focus on accurate fire. That's how this tank performs at its best. Equipment and crew skills. Centurion Action X. Let's talk setup. For a tank like the Centurion Action X, built around precision, terrain usage, and sustained fire, your equipment and crew skills must support its natural strengths, while covering its key weaknesses. Recommended equipment setup. 1. Improved ventilation or bounty improved vents. Boost overall crew performance. Improving DPM, aim time, mobility, and view range. Point 2. Gun rammer a must-have. It reduces reload time and increases your ability to punish enemies in short. Exposure windows. 3. Turbocharger, or alternatively, stabilizer optics. Turbo is highly recommended to improve the mediocre top speed and reverse speed, especially for rotating across open flanks or escaping a failed ridge. If you don't have turbo, stabilizer helps snapshots faster in ridge fights. For a vision build, for example, large open maps like Mailand, coated optics can be considered to push your view range close to 500 meters. Crew skills, 4 to 5 skill crew recommended. Commander. Sixth Sense gives recon, gives situational awareness, gives mental, gives repairs gunner. Snapshot gives deadeye, gives designated target, gives repairs driver. Smooth ride gives clutch. Braking gives off-road driving, gives preventative maintenance, gives repairs loader. Safe stowage gives adrenaline rush, gives intuition, gives repairs wide. These matter. Snapshot and smooth. Ride help with firing while moving, essential for Centurion Ridge gameplay. Safe stowage is critical. This tank's ammo rack is often hit. Adrenaline rush and intuition help in late game scenarios and fast shell switching. Repairs is important across the board to recover from track damage quickly, which happens often in terrain fights. Optional, bond bounty upgrades. If available, bounty rammer, improved vent, and turbo provide meaningful boosts and are worth investing in for competitive play. Summary: this loadout makes the Centurion Action X flexible, reliable, and tactically strong, giving you the edge in trading, rotating, and vision-based engagements, while minimizing the tank's natural drawbacks in speed and hull vulnerability. The Centurion Action X is an effective support medium, but it's not without vulnerabilities. Its biggest weaknesses are the weak hull armor, the large silhouette, and a relatively average top speed. These are not flaws you can ignore, but they can be managed with proper play. The first step is to never expose the hull unnecessarily. This tank isn't built for flat ground trades. To minimize exposure, always seek out ridgelines, depressions, or hard cover that let you use your excellent 10 degrees of gun depression. In these positions, your strong turret can hold its own even against Tier X firepower. Second, you must be aware of your size. The Centurion Axe is a tall and wide target, easy to hit, easy to blind fire. That means camo discipline is essential. Avoid sitting in obvious spots, rotate between bush after firing, and use double bush mechanics where possible. Remember, you are visible longer than a Soviet medium, so plan your exposure windows carefully. Mobility is another limitation. While your acceleration is decent, your top speed is only average. This means you're not the first to rotate, so anticipate shifts in the battle early. Watch the minimap constantly and be ready to reposition before a flank collapses. If you react late, you won't make it in time. Lastly, you're not a brawler. If caught in close-range duels against autoloaders or heavies, your armor won't save you. That's where crew skills, such as repairs and safe stowage, and equipment like turbo or improved hardening can help mitigate the punishment and keep. You in the fight, Doc, so how do you overcome the Centurion's weaknesses? You play it with awareness, you win with discipline, and you survive by never giving your opponent the fight they want. Effective playstyle for the Centurion Axe on Murovanka. Early game central control. At the start, prioritize mid-ridge positions, or the southern shelf near E4, E5, or D5, D6, depending on spawn. From here, you can spot enemies moving into forests and take early shots safely while using your turret and gun depression. Avoid diving into the forest immediately. The Centurion's hull is too vulnerable for blind corners and close range. Fights early on. Let faster lights and brawling mediums take the lead there. Mid-game, flexible support as the battle develops. Your strength lies in controlling the edges of the forest or working ridge lines across the one line. Your turret can hold ground if you're using gun depression, and your accuracy allows you to punish tanks crossing in the open dotted distance. You should be looking to pick off isolated targets, hold defensive positions while teammates rotate, and support flanks without exposing yourself unnecessarily. If a flank collapses, reposition quickly. Use bush near the red line or second line ridges to create defensive fire angles. The key is to be present where damage can be dealt, but safe from return fire. Late game, cleanup and pressure in the late game, you can become more aggressive, especially if you preserve HP. Use your superior gun handling to peek, snap, and eliminate low health tanks. Be cautious of remaining tank destroyers. Your silhouette is large and easy to hit. Use trees, bushes, and hard cover to control your engagements. In summary, use turret armor plus gun depression to dominate ridges. Play second line support, not frontline brawler. Maintain map awareness and rotate. Early, before it's too late. Don't rush forest early. Punish from outside. Control space, not just targets. After watching this full match unfold, there are several clear lessons we can take from how the Centurion Axe was played. Not just to survive, but to perform at the highest level. First, The Centurion is not a tank that wins by aggression. It wins through positioning. Use its excellent turret and gun depression to fight from ridgelines, not flat ground. Protect your hull. If the terrain favors you, the Centurion becomes extremely hard to dislodge second. Patience is essential. Throughout the match, the player didn't force damage. Instead, they waited for opportunities, enemies rotating, overextending, or exposing themselves, and punish every mistake with clean, calculated shots. This tank rewards calm, not chaos. Flexibility matters. The player constantly repositioned, never camping one flank. Whether it was supporting the forest edge or rotating to cover a collapsing one line, the Centurion was always active, never static. That's what made the 1-1K damage possible. Fourth, maintain map awareness. Even when engaging, the player kept an eye on the minimap, predicted enemy movements, and moved early. Centurions are not fast enough to react late. You must be proactive. Lastly, survival equals consistency. By preserving HP early and mid-game, the Centurion remained a threat deep into the late game, where many tanks would already be out of play. It's that long-term value that makes this medium one of the best for experienced players. To summarize, use terrain, not armor, fire with purpose, rotate often, play the map, not just your flank, and above all, stay calm, because this tank shines when the player stays in control. That's how you master the Centurion Action X. And that brings us to the end of this full breakdown. The Centurion Action X, when handled with discipline, positioning, and awareness, proves itself to be a reliable force on even the most demanding maps like Murovanka. This match was not about speed or aggression, but about control. Control over angles, over vision, and ultimately, over the pace of the battle. If you found this analysis helpful, or if it gave you a clearer picture of how to get the most out of this tank, I truly appreciate you watching. Thank you for your time, your support, and your attention to detail. If you'd like to see more tactical replays like this one, no fluff, just skill and decision making, consider subscribing to the channel. Your feedback, likes, and comments are what help us grow. This is Wotdamage. Stay sharp.